Hey, this is Bond Diesel, and today I am going over the updated Division 2 community map. We have quite a few, some good details here now that we can talk about, and things that we still don't know about. So if anyone saw the Phoenix Edition unboxing video, there was a map included in there, and I was able to figure out some things on top of what we've learned in the beta, and here's the result. So there's some things that we I think now can pretty much confirm. So if you look over here on the left, so there's 16 mission markers that were on there. So we know of a few of these. We've already seen the Federal Trade Commission, the museum, and the Grand Washington Hotel. Those were the only ones that were available. We did see the Air and Space Museum during some of the preview events, but it was the Federal Trade Commission that we got as an end-game mission. So we have 16 now. Looking at that map from the Ultimate Edition, I was able to get most of their names. We've also seen this Cold War mission that's up here, and that's the one that was an only in-game mission that you should have seen some footage of if you wanted to. So other than that, what I think is kind of interesting is down here is the Tidal Basin, and we know that's the name of the stronghold for the Black Tusk. Now that isn't marked on that map, and I assume it's because it's in-game, but what I did find was that the capital mission that's marked also has a marker showing that it's the True Sons stronghold mission. This mission up here, which I don't know if it's going to be the Capital One Center or the Verizon Center. I believe it's now called the Capital One Center, but they may not call it that in the game. I just don't know. Well, that is also marked as the Hyena stronghold. The last one here is one that I had kind of been talking a little bit about lately, is we have the Roosevelt Island. It seems to be a mission, and it's also the Outcast stronghold. So we now pretty much know the locations of all the strongholds, which we know you need to beat to level up the world tiers at in-game. So what I'm assuming is that you play these missions through the game, and then at in-game you hit those to go to your new world tiers. Some other stuff I figured out here was the settlements. So it appears, at least from the map, there are only 3 settlements, at least at launch, and let me explain. I'll go on with that in a moment, but the 3 settlements are the theater that we are aware of already. We have one down here on the National Mall that I assume is going to be called like the Mall Settlement or something. This is the one in the E3 trailer and footage that the agents visit before they go to the crashed Air Force One. So we don't know the exact name of it, but we know we've already seen a little bit of this. And the last settlement is this one that's up here, that if you zoom on in, it appears to be within the grounds of George Washington University. So I'm assuming it's within that school in some capacity. The last little bit I found here that I thought was kind of, well, two, and the second to last one are these communities, and I see these communities all over. So if you look on that map, they aren't settlements. At first I thought they were safe houses, but the safe houses weren't marked. So these communities, I don't know if those are going to be like civilian refuges. The only one that was near us was this one here, and we didn't have access to this zone during the betas, and no one's seen these. So there's one up here in this corner of the map. There's one down here in the National Mall. There's another one here that I believe is part of another part of the George Washington School or university. There's one up here near the West Dark Zone, near the hospital, and then there's one right here near the near the Kennedy Center. So I'm kind of curious to what those are. I don't know if those can like become settlements, if they're just a place to get maybe some side missions or something like that. That's something that, as far as I know, we haven't heard anything about. And then the last thing I have here are these contaminated zone markers. They're kind of hard to see probably, but they're these yellow markers you see all over the place. I don't know if these are missions. I don't know if these are gonna be, I assume some type of contaminated zone that you can explore. Maybe you can only be there for a limited time. This is another thing we've heard nothing about, and none of them were within the boundaries of the beta. So that's something I would suggest keeping an eye on as we get closer. The only other things here is I was able to kind of figure out, some of the missions we haven't heard about yet. So we have the Verizon Center, the Red Cross Center, JFK. That's over here by the river. We've kind of assumed some of these. The Lincoln Memorial, we've seen a bunch of pictures of right here. Yeah, so it's kind of neat. It's fun to kind of get a picture. And, obviously we only have a few days until we actually get to jump in here, but I figured it was still fun to update this map, and I may continue using this for some reason. If you want to check this map out yourself and maybe give me some of your own ideas, I will put the link to this map in the comments below. I will also put a link to the Discord where you can discuss this, probably in the spoilers section or the Division 2 discussion section. So that's all I have for you this time. If you like the video, please subscribe, like the video, comment down below. You can find me as Bond Diesel on Twitch, obviously here on YouTube, especially on Twitter if you dare, and you can find a bunch of other links on Twitter. And that's what I have for you. So thank you for watching, and until next time.